and I was desperate to save a relationship that I was in at the time. I fell apart because I didn't know what I wanted in life. You may have noticed that my setup is a little different. That's because it's not mine, it's my friend's, and that's the friend that I came to San Diego to support their graduation. When they went to go to their internship, I wanted to chill for a little bit, so I'm using the really awesome setup so that I can edit my video from yesterday. I'm gonna edit. What's up, folks? My name is Vin. I use they, them, theirs pronouns, and this is the Venn diagram. And for the month of May, I am doing a daily vlog. So that means every day I am making a video about something. And I realized after editing all my footage from yesterday, and it's actually uploading right now on YouTube, I didn't do a lot of like explaining. I just did a lot of showing. So today, hopefully I can show you, I can tell you a little bit more about what San Diego means to me. I'm gonna head out tonight, go back to LA, but I will spend the rest of the day here and talk a little bit more about my experience here and what it was like to live here for 11 years. 11 years. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna get ready because this is how I woke up. My hair's not too bad, but I gotta get ready, pack up, get on with my day. So now I'm all packed up and ready to go. Really appreciate my friend Alex who let me stay at their house for the night and let me work here while they went to their internship. We used to be roommates, so we go back. So I'm gonna go get breakfast, and the first thing I'll tell you about San Diego is college. Okay, so I lied to you. I'm gonna tell you about San Diego, about college here while I'm still here because I'm waiting for the video to upload from yesterday and I need more time. I got accepted into UC San Diego back in 2011. Honestly, choosing to go there changed my life. Look back at the video footage from yesterday and I feel so many good memories being on campus and all of the friends that I made. Like my friend that I'm staying at their place is a friend from San Diego. We were in the same org. So I'll give you like a timeline, I guess, of my experience in college. I initially thought I was gonna be like a doctor because that's what my parents wanted me to be. But that's not what I ended up doing. I took a history, Asian American studies class, and I fell in love with history. So I added history as a major, and then I found a subset of like Asian American studies, which was covered much more in the Department of Ethnic Studies. So I added that as my second major. So kind of like figuring out like, wow, I really like the humanities and learning about people and what the context of the world is. So that's like the academic side. On the non-academic side, I joined Alpha Phi Omega, which is a co-ed national service fraternity. They also have organizations in the Philippines, but Alpha Phi Omega is where I met my friend that I'm staying at. It's where I made most of my community, and not just San Diego community, but actually friends from all over the country. The world is so much bigger than I realized. I was also in Kaibigang Filipinao, a Filipino organization. I was also on a dance team called Sleepless Collective, and so I kind of did all the things back in college. And this was my first time living away from home, and that experience was really life-changing. You know, like I'm telling you all of this list of activities that I took part in. I really was allowed to take part in my interests. Being immigrants in a family of immigrants, my parents and I didn't have a lot of funds and resources, but UC San Diego had a lot of these things available. You could join these things for free or they didn't cost much. One of my favorite things about the campus is like there's all these events happening all the time to like recruit people and to just like have community, and they were free. There was free food, information about stuff, and that's where my like event planner like senses got really heightened because I was like, oh, I can go to this event, I'll get this for free. I can like meet these kinds of people in this kind of interest group. So college for me, I think I really maximized my use of college because I was always socializing. And on that end, like I didn't focus a lot on my studies. I graduated with a 2.9 GPA. I came out of college a really whole and complete person that was able to tap into all of their interests. That's college, a experiential time. And as I go throughout my day, I'll tell you a little bit more. I think next, let's talk about right after college, because that's a totally different like chapter. That chapter, well, I'll tell you when I get my next thing. Okay, my video is uploaded, so I'm gonna head up and get breakfast. I'm at a Northgate. I'm gonna get myself something really easy that I can eat, and then go see a friend and hopefully go swimming. That's to Northgate. 2 for $5 tamales. That's what I'm gonna eat for breakfast. Let's go. Because my car is always ready. I don't know why I got so aggressive. For the record, I've never eaten a tamal like this. Like, I'm unwrapping it. I'm gonna eat it like a burrito. I don't have utensils, so this is how we're gonna do it today. Oh my god. So good though. Alright, this is really clutch. Totally didn't need 2 of these. I'm not that hungry. So while I don't need to eat the second one, it's just not gonna be as good if I wait later. That's a lie. Tamales are good anytime. And they're really good to reheat too because they're so fatty, but I'm gonna eat it because I don't want it in my car. Okay, so as you can probably imagine, the downside of having so many and being part of so many extracurriculars is that I wasn't really focused on what I was going to do after college. And the years immediately after, the first 2 or 3 years, really showed that lapse in my judgment. But also that I have to admit that I'm the first in my family, my immediate family, to go to undergrad in the United States. And I really had to navigate it on my own because my parents didn't understand. They didn't know anything about internships or apprenticeships or anything. Like, I actually had to negotiate with my mom to let me get my first job because she wanted me to focus on school. But I needed the experience and I wanted some more money that I wasn't just asking her for all the time. And obviously I'm really grateful, and it's a privilege that she gave me financial support all throughout college. Obviously, I love her. But I didn't have any of those skills that someone needs to really be successful after college. Here are the facts. I had a history and ethnic studies double major from UC San Diego. I actually accepted a grad school program into a critical ethnic studies master's program in Chicago, and I decided the very last minute not to go. And I'll be honest, one of the reasons I didn't go is I just didn't feel ready, and I was desperate to save a relationship that I was in at the time. So right after college though, that relationship fell apart. I fell apart because I didn't know what I wanted in life, and I didn't know who I wanted to be or who I wanted to be with. I was also a bad friend at that time because all I really cared about was surviving, and surviving only for me and not for community. So my immediate jobs after college, while I was still in San Diego, I was a nightclub promoter, I was a marketing person for another company, I was also working at a bakery, and eventually I landed an administrative assistant job. And that was really good because that landed me my next job, which was my first real full-time job that I kind of liked until I didn't. But those first few years, no one will take me. I don't have any skills, I don't have any experience from college other than those extracurriculars. I had a great time in college, but I wasn't very practical about that experience. And I know that now. I can't blame myself too much for it, but I will say that was the hardest period of my life because when I was a nightclub promoter, I was making and I was working as a nightclub promoter and a bakery, and I was making less than $1,000 per month in San Diego, and that was really hard to live off of. I made it out of there, so I'm glad I made it to the other side because, well, I'll tell you next. We stopped for this, but now there's this.
And now we cannot leave.
Nope. Okay, so in this next part of the story, I'm a little nervous because, not because of the story. I'm nervous because I'm about to go open water training for my triathlon, and I haven't done that yet, so I'm going to do that here while I have some time before my dinner plans with my friends. Here we go. Yeah, we're going to do it. Anyway, about 2018 is when I got my first real like 9-to-5 job, and I was there for like a year and a half. That was pretty good, honestly. Like, that was a really good experience for me. It told me a lot about what I didn't want from an organization that I would work for. And then after that, so that's kind of like where I first started getting stable with my career. I think things have just been clicking a lot more since then. After that, I got another job at an organization I was at for almost 3 years. That was a Pride organization, San Diego Pride, and I did fundraising there. That taught me a lot about who I am in my gender expression and my gender identity. Didn't know before that I'm non-binary, and I don't identify as a man or a woman, but kind of somewhere in between and a combination of both. And that's when I also started identifying with they, them pronouns instead of she, her pronouns or he, him pronouns. And after that, I felt like I needed to leave San Diego. Like, at that point, that was 2022, I was like, man, you know, I've been in my relationship, the same one that I'm in now, for like over 2 years. I think we could take like a really big leap together and challenge ourselves environmentally. And we decided Chicago because I'd always had a soft spot for Chicago. And I'm really glad my partner was willing to go with me. I wouldn't have been able to do that move without him. It would have been a lot harder, like emotionally, financially, everything. San Diego holds all those memories and versions of me. A version of me that was going through college and finding my way through the world. A version of me that didn't know what to ask of the world to give me. And then a version of me that San Diego cultivated me to be able to be ready for a city like Chicago and to kind of really put myself out there. Yeah, I guess that's like the last tidbit of my San Diego story, and I'll always have a special place in my heart for this place. It's also so beautiful. Like, I cannot complain with how San Diego looks like 90% of the year. It's incredible. Yeah, like I'll put the weather forecast like right here for the next 7 days. Like, it's like that most of the year. It's wild. So, all right, that's the last bit of the story. I am gonna go do the swim. I'll report back after, and then I'm gonna hang out and chill at one of my favorite spots in San Diego. I'll show you that when I get there. But first, I must swim. Only 20 minutes, but there's like a very big mental barrier of like, ugh, you're gonna be in open water. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna figure this out. All right, so I just came back from swimming in the bay. I'll put a little map of where I was in San Diego in Mission Beach. I think technically this is Crown Point. I just knew that this would be a less choppy area for me to do this open water swim, and it was good. I definitely psyched myself out a couple times, not because of how cold it is, because I'm pretty used to taking cold showers. Psyched myself out because like of how salty the water was, and of course the fact that I didn't know if there was like anything below my feet when I got too tired. You know, there's not another end of the pool that I can like go to for like assurance that there's something to like catch onto. There's just me. And I swam out a little bit, like away from the beach, and then I swam parallel so that if I ever went like too far or whatever, then I could be back on my feet not too long after. So I definitely still stopped like every few minutes. I think after the 8-minute mark, which is about halfway of what I was able to do, I felt a lot calmer in the water, and I was less scared of how choppy or how salty or how big that body of water really is when you're out there by yourself and you're the only one swimming. I did go to an area where I knew there was a park, so that there would be people around the park as well as like the beach. I would say that was a success, and that is pretty much the length of time that I need to swim. I didn't swim the whole time, but I feel confident that I'm gonna get there in the next month. And if not, I turned over onto my back so that I could like float, and that worked. You know, that did its trick. Triathlon is in mid-June. Jesus. Okay, yeah, that's happening. So that's it. That's enough rambling for now. All right, let's go get a shower on. Okay, I am now showered. I am clean from whatever is in Mission Bay. The ocean water in San Diego is probably good, pretty clean. It's always cold, so that means it's always moving. The bay water, you know, everything within a bay comes from somewhere very nearby. So I'm not super sure of how clean that was, but I am now clean. There's probably some stuff still in my body from like, you know, when you inhale inevitably or swallow water. But I'm now clean. My favorite poke shop. let's go get it. It's in Ocean Beach, which is also my favorite neighborhood in San Diego. Wherever I go in life, Ocean Beach is just always gonna have a special place in my heart. And every time I'm here, I'm like, man, could I live here for like a month, a year, forever? And I could definitely vacation here for extended periods. It's a really white area. And as beachy and as laid back as it is, it's just not the same as being in a neighborhood that's like really diverse. But it is a really fun place to visit whenever I'm in town. And I drag all of my friends here. So until next time, Obi. What's good, folks? I just got back home to LA and I forgot to end the vlog earlier, but I am home. My heart feels very warm by the community that I've made in San Diego, and it is really difficult for me to see everybody, especially within like a 2-day span, but hopefully I get to see more people next time that I'm there. I just have a lot of gratitude for everybody that has been in my life. That's a beautiful thing about knowing people over multiple eras of yourself. If you are thinking about a friend right in this moment, send them a message right now. You're not gonna regret it, but you'll never know until you actually hit send. So you should do that.